Good afternoon, everyone. Gabe Velazquez here with you, transparenttrading on a Tuesday, 10th September. Let's get right into the charts again. Subscribe to the newsletter. Lots of interesting stuff going on, not on the index, but under the surface, all kind of stuff going on. Let's get right into that and show you the charts here and maybe set up for tomorrow. We got a couple things here. Everybody knows there's a debate tonight. I'm not sure that's going to impact. We got CPI tomorrow, PPI the following day. Whether that, unless we get a big surprise in the CPI upside to surprise, I don't see it having much of an impact. But getting into the charts here, the starting out with the S&P, just churning, really had a big, we've had a bounce from Friday's close. You can make the case around these levels here, around 5,400 roughly, and we've had about a 100-point rally now up against all this mess up here. In the shorter term, you can see it's just been churning all over the place. Very, very choppy, very difficult to trade the indexes right now. However, under the surface, there's all kind of stuff going on. With Apple unveiling their new products, that's also kind of been churning. Really didn't have much of an impact, sitting around 220 resistance. Broadcom had a huge rally today. Some oil stocks are starting to perk up and so on. So under the surface, there's a bunch of stuff going on, but on an index level, you can see just kind of a lot of churn. NASDAQ similarly, that probably looks like it's headed higher. NVIDIA struggling to get any kind of traction as well. Just looking at NVIDIA, it's not really doing much. Again, it was Broadcom and Oracle that did most of the heavy lifting today. You can see NVIDIA having a resistance at 109, but overall, NVIDIA not going anywhere in the last week or so. I think it's got to break above. If it breaks above 109, then I think the indexes go much higher as well. So that's a stock to watch tomorrow. The Dow and the Russell, not really, just kind of, again, big whippy ranges in all of these. So nothing really to talk about on the Russell. Also kind of just been churning here, very little movement with that. Also keep talking about Bitcoin. So Bitcoin could be it sold off and then gapped higher as the market keeps going higher. But generally speaking, there's not much to talk about. There's a gap up here, and it did gap on Sunday. So there's a gap at 53K on Bitcoin futures. But other than that, not much else. And then the VIX is starting to come off, holding 19. Interestingly, that's very key support. I think if it breaks 19, it probably goes back down to the 1450 area. That would obviously mean that we're going to rally a little bit further. Banks got hit today. That's also kind of a mixed signal. That's what hit the Dow. So, just all kinds of cross currents going on in the markets, generally speaking. In regards to interest rate, not really. We're finally starting to break a little bit on the rates front. Bonds are starting to rally. I've been talking about the TLT possibly breaking 100. That is tomorrow, I think, is going to be the key for interest rates. You can see TLT on the cusp of, barely just breaking 100. Let's see if there's actually some follow through on this and moving up towards the 110, But if we get a hot inflation number, bonds go right back down again. Currency similarly, not a lot going on there. You can see just a trading range between 100 and 102 roughly, back and forth on the dollar index. And so everything else really similarly with the metals, gold's just also churning. A lot of these markets are not really doing anything, which is kind of a challenge if you're gonna, if you're trading these things. You got to catch a move. like, Friday, buying a low, selling high seems to be working right now. And not getting caught into too much. And, this means that if we go higher at some point up to good supply levels, which we don't have right now on the indexes, we may come right back down again. Oil looks like it's going to wash out. I think if we hit 60 in the low 60s and have a massive reversal like we did here, this is what tends to happen with oil. You can see these big kind of washout reversals in oil. Maybe we're set up for that coming into tomorrow's inventory numbers. It's gotten hit pretty hard. Again, under the surface, oil stocks are not too bad. VLO actually was positive on the day. So maybe the oil stocks are kind of telegraphing something. Be interesting to check it out. Nat gas also seems to be perking up a little bit. You can see it's been poised for a breakout. This is also something on the radar, but nothing. Yeah, it's just lots of chop. Also, we've been talking about the grain markets and not really much going on there. We got a ag report on Thursday, which may create some opportunities. But overall, also, just a lot of back and forth trading. Nothing significant as of right now. Just no kind of follow through. So that kind of wraps us up. Again, we've got CPI, PPI on Thursday, and the Fed meeting next week. But again, I think all the activities under the surface with a lot of these stocks moving all over the place. Okay. All right. Have a great week, and I'll see you on Friday. Again, subscribe to the newsletter, put some commentary in there, and I'm going to set up a class coming up. So keep an eye on that. Okay. Take care.